Yo, what is up guys, and welcome to another Wild Rift video. And I just feel like I have to make another Sona video because she's still broken. I honestly thought this patch would be the kill switch for her. But to be fair, in the current patch, I still have a 100% win rate on Sona. And just to show you, for the people that don't believe me, I think, yeah, I've played 5 games of... No, yeah, this patch I've played 5 games, but I actually have a 10 win streak on Sona, which brought my win rate back up to nearly 70%, by the way. And I love how some people, because especially on Reddit, for example, they tell me, HellsDevil says that Sona is broken, but she's trash. He doesn't know what he's talking about. He's just low elo. I mean, to be fair, you can have your opinions all you want, but I am the one that has a 70% win rate on Sona right now. And this is my only champion that has such a high win rate, because it's a ridiculous win rate to have 70. Like, even on Jhin, I have a 57% win rate. You know what I mean? And the reason that I'm saying all this is to truly show you how broken this champion is. Let me turn on the light real quick, guys. Because I can promise you, there is no well, actually, there is some magic on how to play this champion. But it's not like I am super insanely good on Sona. I'm good on Sona, but I don't see myself to be unbelievably good on Sona. I just feel like Sona is unbelievably broken. And I am just using her powers. And you need to do it too. Trust me, just trust me on this one. So let me quickly explain to you how to build her. And then there's timestamps in the description, skip to the gameplay. You can copy this exact build right here. Spectral Sickle, Tear of Goddess, Staff of Flowing Water, Ionian Boots of Lucidity, Archangel Staff, and here there needs to be a stasis here, by the way. I'm not sure why I don't have a stasis right here, because I always build stasis right there. Let me just switch this real quick. You can also build a stasis before the Archangel Staff. I don't really recommend it. The only situation you need to do that is if you're against a Zed, for example, that is always focusing you, or a Fizz that's always focusing you, or a Camille that's always focusing, a Vi. If you're against these types of champions, and they are always successfully focusing you, that's when you get the stasis right after the Staff of the Flowing Water. Otherwise, you go Archangel Staff. This is the big power spike when you get Archangel Staff on Sona. After that, you go for Cosmic Drive. Rabadon's Death Cap will give you more burst healing, more burst damage, but overall Cosmic Drive is much better. 30% ability haste this item gives you, by the way. 30%! That's crazy. That's ridiculous, that amount of ability haste. Also, you get ridiculous amounts of movement speed from this because you have so much ability haste, and the movement speed scales with ability haste, as you can see. So this item is just unbelievably good on Sona, and I really recommend you to get it as your 3rd item rather than a Rabadon's Death Cap. I would rather have half the ability power than miss out on the movement speed. That's how good the item really is. And then of course as your 4th item you go Rabadon's Death Cap, and if you ever reach your 5th item, if you want damage you go for Lichbane, if you want more support you go for Ardent Sensor. So yeah, for the enchantment, as I said, stasis really, you don't really need anything else. By the way, never go for Protect enchant, because contrary to popular belief, it's not gonna buff the barrier of your 2nd ability, because right before your barrier your allies, you give a heal. So yeah, that's not gonna work too well, unfortunately. Don't go for it. You can go for View if you want to, but again, you want to take care of yourself, not your teammate. Even if you're, for example, even if your teammate gets Vi ulted, Yasuo ulted, whatever ulted, you as a Sona can save him. That's how broken this champion is. Because you can exhaust that enemy, you can give your ally a barrier, you can stun the enemy, you can speed up your ally. You have everything you need, so you don't need a view. I've never built a view on Sona. For the runes, you go for Ari. You can go for Phase Rush if you want to have more speed. Phase Rush is... I've gone for it, it's good, but to be fair, Ari is better. Because the thing with Ari is, it allows you to bully the enemy more in the early game. Because every time you poke the enemy, Ari is gonna poke as well. And it gives a shield to your allies as well, which is just good. Ari is just good. What can I say? Ari is just a really good rune to go for on Sona. Here I go for Gathering Storm. There's really nothing else you want to go for, to be honest. What else are you supposed to go on Sona? Triumph, potentially, but you don't need Triumph because you have infinite healing anyways. So just go for Gathering Storm to get up as much Storm, or to gather as much Storm in the late game. Here you go for Conditioning. But to be fair, in the new patch, It could be good to go for something like a Perseverance, so in case you get caught, you'll be very tanky. But the thing is, if you do get caught that way, you're probably dead anyways, which is why you're going for the Archangel Staff and the Stasis Enchant, you know what I mean? So that's why conditioning for the late game, just so you don't take too much poking damage and stuff like that. But you don't have to go for conditioning. Here you go for Mana Flow Band to have enough mana in the early game. You're still not gonna have enough mana in the early game, by the way. Even in, like, you're always gonna have mana problems, but that's why you go for Mana Flow Band. You need it. And here you go for Ignite and Flash. You can also go for Heal and Flash for a more safer approach, but I love the Ignite. It's especially better in the late game to go Ignite. So that is it about the build. Let's now get into the gameplay. So Sona is not the only champion, by the way, that has a big win rate for me. I had a 12 win streak on Zeri. Yes, Zeri, believe it or not. But then I lost it because of an absolute garbage team. It would have been a 14 win streak by now, but it is what it is. By the way, for the skin winners of May, I haven't picked them yet. I'm gonna pick them soon. I haven't picked them yet because I went out with my friends yesterday, so I literally just woke up. It's 3 PM right now and I'm making this video right now. But yeah, for this month I'm also doing a skin giveaway, giving away 3 skins, and all you have to enter is put down a comment under the video. So, like, Sona, I don't know about this champion. I just don't get how she's not broken. I don't get how people don't have high win rates on her. Because it's so easy. It's so easy to play Sona. It's for me the easiest champion in the game to play. But yet the most rewarding. It's not like Zed where you have to hit your combos. It's not like Jhin where you have to be careful of your positioning, hit your root, hit your ult. It's not like Pyke where you have to hit your hook. It's not like any of those. You just click on your buttons, you just click on your abilities. It's so easy. You just have to click on the right abilities. Well, I'm making it seem easier than it really is, but the one hard thing about Sona, let me just say it like this, is positioning. Your positioning has to be perfect. Because you have to see it this way. The enemies the enemies will likely be able to kill you. But you have to make it, you have to position in a way that if they were to kill you, all of them are gonna die. Let me elaborate. In the late game, you know, where everyone is gonna be strong, the enemies are gonna want to kill you, Sona, because you're gonna be buffing up your team all the time. You wanna position in a way where you're like behind your carries. So in case the enemy Vi ults you and the enemy Malphite goes on you and the enemy Orianna gets close to you to kill you, you know, in case they get close to you and try to kill you, sure, they'll kill you, but your team is gonna kill all of them in response. You know what I mean? So like, even if they do kill you, you still win the fight. If you've mastered that art, you're golden with Sona. Like, that's basically 75% of playing Sona. Mastering the art of positioning and mastering the art of not dying for no reason. Let me just position my screen better, a little bit better, so you can see more. There we go. I'm rotating to mid lane here to help the Zed kill the Orianna. Sona is not that good of a rotator, but just gave my Zed a free kill right here. And I'm gonna go back to my lane. Trying to save my Zed right now. It's really hard because early game Sona just doesn't have a lot of healing, but it's just enough, as you can see. It's just enough. And we almost even got some kills. And now I should go back to my lane. We got the assist. I mean, I'm being very aggressive here. This is a bit too much, I would say. I should go back to my lane. And you know why? Because of the golden experience that I'm missing right now by not going back to my lane. However... Oh! Nice! We were actually able to get another kill. Because the Zed stayed and did a really good job helping us as well. Yeah, as you can see, like, the healing is really not strong. And... this is early game Sona, like, you really can't do much. All you want to do is stack up your Spectral Sickle. Like, right now, I was able to do much because I was rotating. I need to put my screen even better. Yeah, I rotated. Normally this is not gonna work too well, but I saw an opportunity because enemy Orianna was quite low. I'm buffing his movement speed here, getting him back to the lane, and I'm staying again. You know why? Like, I'm backporting next to the wave to passively get the gold. You know, the gold from the wave. As you can see, 40 gold, 20 gold, blah, blah, blah. Now we'll go to bot lane. This just gave me a massive boost of gold. So that now, like, I can get to my power spikes faster. I have no idea why Kai'Sa's overextending right now. I am coming right now and Kai'Sa died. This is the risk you take. This is the risk you take when you rotate, guys. If your ADC just can't play passively, he'll die or she'll die. And yeah, you're screwed. Now I'm left alone in my lane. I mean, what were you thinking, buddy? What? See, I love how people think Sona is useless. Like, did you see how much that Tristana was disrespecting me? She was literally stepping up to me like I'm not gonna do anything to her. Why do people still not understand Sona? I've made so many Sona videos. I've made so many Sona videos going in depth on how to play this champion. But yet so many people still don't get her. So Sona's also not bad at turret pushing, by the way. For some reason, Sona does decent damage at turrets. And that's mainly because of her first ability and the empowered basic attacks when you use 3 abilities. But it's definitely better than you may think. By the way, another thing you need to know about Sona is when you get an empowered attack. So for example, I'm sitting on 2 stacks and then I use an ability to get on 3 stacks. It resets my basic attack. So to do maximum damage, you can basic attack, use an ability, and then you can instantly basic attack again. You'll do it instantly. And on a ward, for example, a ward, you won't take away the empowered attack. You keep spamming your abilities and just shoot like a machine gun with your basic attacks. It's a funny little thing, but it works. Yeah, look at how I'm positioning here. I need to always remain behind my minions, because if Pyke hooks me, I'm dead. I'm literally dead. Like, I'm gonna have to flash or something because I cannot get hooked. Look, behind minions, look. Simple. I stood behind the minions, and because he walked around the minion, I walked back so he wouldn't be able to hit me. You want to make sure you play it safe in lane. And you can just do that by being around your minions. You see? Just play around your minions so you don't get hooked by the hooking types of champions. Now, see, playing against a Leona is a bit different. Leona is really, really hard to play against. Or an Annie, for example. These are champions that can catch you out even though you're positioning safely. Yeah, against those, what can I say? Don't pick Sona against those. You don't want to pick Sona against Annie. Because there is really no counter to these types of champions. Because I can tell you all I want, but a good Annie is going to destroy you. It literally doesn't matter. A good Annie is always going to destroy you. So, yeah, just don't pick Sona against those champions and you're going to be fine. I tried to do maximum damage to him. No, we're going to die. Yep. It seems like Kai'Sa didn't actually die, which is great. By the way, this game will get so intense, you'll see. Oh! Come on! Come on! Nice. Wow. Sona is really good with Nautilus, by the way. Sona is really good with tanks in general, because you'll make them unkillable. Tanks are already hard to kill, but you'll make them absolutely unkillable when you play Sona. It's so funny. Especially when they build a Spirit Visage to increase your barrier and healing. Also, there are certain drafts where Sona is an absolute free win, like 100%. And those drafts are champions that have long range poking. So if you're against an Orianna, if you're against Caitlyn, if you're against Ziggs, if you're against, Morgana, if you're against those types of champions, oh, see? You get caught, you die. That's the thing with Sona. That is the thing you need to pay attention to. But if you're against those types of champions, it's basically a free win. It's basically a free win. We both died, rip. That was actually my fault. I got caught, and when I get caught, Kai'Sa is nothing anymore, and she's gonna die too. That's the thing with Sona. It's very high risk. You can get caught like that, and you're just gonna be dead. You're literally gonna be dead. And that's why you need the stasis. You know what I mean? Like, the stasis allows you to survive moments like that, where if you do get caught, you're still gonna be fine, because you just have to stasis, and you're gonna be okay. But now look at how hard we got punished for that. I got caught. We lost the entire turret. They got 2 kills, they got so much gold for it. So we got punished really, really heavily for that. That's only because of getting caught like that once. We should take this turret. We should still take the turret and be aggressive. Take it? Nice, good job. Because in a 2v2, we should be fine as long as we're around minions. Because yet again, the only thing I need to avoid as a Sona is getting hooked. You want to put, like, as long as your positioning is okay, you're always going to be able to continuously buff your team and make the fight much easier for you. But the moment you get caught, it's over. The moment you get caught, it's over. So don't get caught. Okay. I can try to save him. There we go. Stun. Nice. That was fine. Like, again, you see my positioning? Always behind the Nautilus. And look, they'll still go for you. This is what I mean. They'll always go for you when you're playing Sona. It doesn't matter who's frontline, they'll always go for you. See, I could have flashed out of his ultimate, but I would have probably died anyways. So I didn't bother flashing. But it was fine. It's like, okay, we just got... He went way too deep, but I didn't want to let him turret dive alone, you know what I mean? To be honest, I think he should have taken the turret and just ran away. Or like, should have taken the turret and died for it. It seems like he's surviving though. Okay, no. It was close. It was close. I would have just taken the turret and just died for it. Because it's a mid lane turret, it's important. Yeah, they'll take dragon. Another thing with Sona, by the way, you don't really care about dragons. Like, the enemies can take dragons as much as they want, but it doesn't really matter if you reach late game with Sona. It's more important that you reach late game, rather than forcing early game fights that you're probably gonna lose. That's another common common mistake I see among Sona players is they'll always just fight for early objectives because they wanna get objectives for late game, but you don't need objectives for late game. All you need is just not feed the enemy. That's all you need for the late game. Just don't feed the enemy and you're gonna be fine. I'm saying that I want this blue buff, but this, for some reason, this Zed thinks it's more important that he gets the blue buff. I was duo queuing with him. I even told him after the game, like, why are you taking blue buff? And then he just tells me, you need blue buff on Zed, because otherwise it's gonna be impossible. You need blue buff if you're not a good Zed, by the way. You only need blue buff if you miss every ability on Zed. Because if you're able to hit your abilities on Zed, you'll always have enough mana to use more. I explained that to him as well, but he told me, yeah, but that's hard. But like, people just don't know how broken Sona is. And Sona with a blue buff is even more broken, obviously, because you can spam the hell out of your abilities because you don't care about mana and you have an even higher ability haste. Because the blue buff will give you like 20, the empowered blue buff gives you like 20 ability haste, which is ridiculous. It's really, really good. Like, it's honestly baffling to me how a high elo Zed player thinks it's a good idea to take the blue buff from Sona. He actually did it multiple times this game, and even after I explained it to him, he kind of disagreed. So, I don't know. People just disrespect Sona so much. It's just crazy to me. They don't get it. They don't get it. They don't get the Sona crew. There's only a small minority of us, the Sona crew. We get this champion, and then the rest of the game, the other 95%, they don't get this champion. You know what I mean? It's the Sona crew. It's my boys and my girls. Somewhere over the rainbow. That's such a good song, by the way. You should look it up. If you've never heard that song, look up Somewhere Over the Rainbow. I believe, I don't know what his name is. He has a pretty hard name. But just look up Somewhere Over the Rainbow. It's a really fat dude. But he has the most beautiful voice ever. If you're ever feeling down, listen to that. By the way, make sure you give the video a like if you haven't already. It's a small effort, it does a lot for the channel, so if you haven't already, make sure you do it. But now let's talk about the fight. I stunned the Yone, hoping we would kill him before he went back. We did kill him, and my stasis saved me. See, I went for a stasis early this game. Actually, no, I didn't go stasis early. I already have an Archangel staff. But yeah, you can see the power of the stasis. Stasis is so important, because after your stasis, you're resetting your... Oh, here you go, you see? If you spam your abilities, you'll reset your basic attack every time, and you can basic attack very fast. There you can see how it worked. But the good thing about stasis is, because before stasis, you can spam your abilities, then you stasis, and then you can spam your abilities again. You know what I mean? Like, you'll be able to spam your abilities again. You have another healing, another movement speed buff, another damage buff. It's just perfect. Like, stasis is just perfect. Absolutely perfect. And another thing, don't wait for the perfect time to stasis. Just stasis. Like, whenever you feel like there is the potential of you dying, just stasis. So you reset your abilities, and then you're gonna be back into the fight. Like, just do it, because trust me, not using an ideal stasis is better than dying without even using stasis at all. So just trust me on that one. You have to use stasis a bit early on Sona. Because you're so unbelievably squishy if they focus you. I flash combo to stun here, which is great. Now I should be able to kill him. He actually flashed away, but it's fine. This is fine. I forced him to flash and stasis, so it's fine. It's worth my flash. And yeah, when you play Sona, the ideal situation is if all of your teammates stick together. You want all of them to be together and use your third ability to navigate through the map very, very rapidly. This is another thing that a lot of people don't really use. Like, a lot of people think Sona is just a healer and a buffer, but she also gives movement speed. And use it. Like, look, be around your teammates and buff their movement speeds. And you only have to buff it once. You don't even have to stick around them. Like, you can use your third ability, and right after you can spam any other ability. The reason that it works is because as long as people are within your range when you activate the third ability, they'll get the movement speed for like 4 seconds. So that's why you'll see me spam my abilities. I'm spamming, like, also with the second ability. When you use it, you can use another ability right after because the shield maintains on your allies for a few seconds. Even when you've deactivated, like, look, I've deactivated it. The shield still, like, the shield was still able to tank Yone ultimate there, you see? That's what I'm saying. So, like, don't wait and think, like, if I use another ability, it deactivates the bonus. It doesn't. It doesn't. As long as you activate the ability when your allies are within the range. You know, your third ability, your first ability, it buffs your allies' basic attacks as well. That's another thing people don't know. Your first ability is not just that you doing damage to the enemy. Your first ability buffs the next on-hit attack of your allies. As long as they're within the range. You see, as long as they're within the range. It's a nice stunt to try to run away. Stasis. Stasis. And I survived because of stasis. Yet again. Come on. Please. I'm exhausting him here. Another exhaust. Oh, he killed me still. Damn, how much damage does he have to kill me like that? Okay. Damn. Damn, that Yone is really strong right now. That Yone is really, really strong right now. That's not a good look for us. But I just love how there are so many underrated champions that people just don't know about. It's crazy to me. And it's so crazy to me because even Riot doesn't know about most of them. Or they don't seem to care. Because they're buffing champions that are not played a lot. Like Pantheon, for example, is getting a buff next patch. But he's going to be crazy strong. He's going to be so strong next patch. And when people figure it out, that's of course when they're going to start nerfing it. You know what I mean? You know what's even funny? Like this is the funniest thing to me. Sona has received a massive nerf like half a year ago. Like, can you imagine? He took the blue buff again. Why does he take the blue buff? God. So annoying. Why are people taking blue buffs from Sona? Please. Don't take the blue buff. Like, I would have saved the Nautilus if I had a blue buff. I literally would have saved him because I would have had my ultimate. Damn, man. That's so stupid. And now I'm in trouble because I had no blue buff. What does he think he can carry the game with a blue buff? He's a Zed. You are Zed. You don't need a blue buff. I know it's nice, but you don't need it. This is honestly the first game where a teammate has stolen a blue buff from me. Because like a lot of games, they see the power of Sona and they always give the blue buff because they understand. I said bad macro. Why did I say it? I wasn't paying it. Yeah, and look, like I am frontlining here. Now you may be saying that this is my fault, but someone else should have frontlined. Someone else should have been at the front because they were taking the Elder Dragon. If they take the whole Elder Dragon, we're probably gonna lose the game. So that's why it was still a mistake. Obviously, I still made a mistake. But my team was just not here. They didn't frontline. They didn't check the Elder Dragon. Like as a Sona, I should never be the frontline. But yeah, now they get the Elder Dragon as well, and we're gonna be in big trouble. We're gonna be in big trouble right now. But to be fair, like regardless, I should have just given away the Elder Dragon. I know giving away the Elder Dragon is not a good thing, but it's better than dying and giving away the Elder Dragon. This is a thing that I like to say. Sometimes there is something happening in the game that's not a good thing. But like if this example right there, you know, if giving the Elder Dragon is not a good thing, But dying and giving the Elder Dragon is even worse. You see? It's even worse. I don't know, like this Nautilus is stalking. Damn. He died, he was even dead during the Elder Dragon. But yeah, now they have Elder and they have Baron. Yeah, like well, to be fair, if I had a blue buff, he wouldn't have died. You see how it can snowball out of control? But I made a big mistake there too. Like, it's not like I'm just saying my team made a mistake. Like, again, I'm giving this example. Like, I should have given the Elder Dragon because it's fine to give the Elder Dragon as long as we're alive. Because then the enemies wouldn't have gotten the Baron on top of it as well. And with Sona, you can still win the fight, even if the enemy has the Elder Dragon. Okay. Nice. So yeah, that was also my mistake. But I get where I was coming from. Let me just say it like that. I understand my frustration this game. He takes the blue buff. Again. Honestly, you're stupid. Okay? He's honestly making the game harder for us. Like, he's making it harder than what he's doing for us. And I'm telling him, can you please stop taking the blue buff? He's taken like 4 blue buffs away from me already. And I'm explaining to him right now, like, blue Sona is broken. Blue Sona is OP. Why are people so selfish? Like, I'm even pinging it every time. And he says, I know I need it, but I need it more. Buddy, you're not carrying the game. You don't need it more. What is this? What are these Wildrift players? Why do they think like that? You don't need it more. You don't. Like, you don't. There's not even a discussion right here, you know? Like, it's the same with Orianna, for example. If you're playing Orianna, your teammates shouldn't take the blue buff. It's so broken on Orianna. Or like red buff, the ADC should likely get the red buff. Or if someone else is carrying the game, you give him the red buff. There are like unwritten rules in the game, you know what I mean? There's like unwritten rules. I'm telling the Jax right there to just take their inhibs. Like, he should try to sneak to their inhibitors and take it. Because, like, we've taken all 3 inhibitors, but they're all back up. So it means we have no more pressure. So we need that pressure. I mean, clearly, like... There we go. Nice. Oh, that's a nice catch by the Nautilus. Oh, okay, never mind. You could have hooked him if you waited a little bit. He's going on me, stasis! There we go. There we go. That's why you need stasis. You get caught. Like, I would have died without a stasis. Obviously, because you know, Yone would have just killed me. And now, you see, I'm healing my team right back up. I can flash stun them. I stun all 3 of them, and we won the game. We just won the game. You see? Simple. I ran out of mana right now. But luckily for the Zed, it was barely enough to win the fight. Because can you imagine what would have happened if I ran out of mana before the end of this fight? Because I had no blue buff. And it will happen. If the fight lasts a little bit longer, you'll run out of mana. Because Sona will run out of mana, even in the late game. That's why you need the blue buff. Then you're going to be useless and you're going to lose the game. You're going to lose the game because you have no blue buff. So yeah. Let's take a look at how much damage everyone did. I wonder how far my win streak can get this time on Sona. I think my best was like 11, and now I'm sitting at like a 9 win streak on Sona. Yeah, of course I'm the MVP this game. Getting MVP as a Sona is really easy, by the way. Let's see. I did 20,000 damage actually, what the hell. So Sona also does quite a lot of damage. So thank you guys so much for watching. I really hope you enjoyed this video, and I will see you all in the next Wild Rift video.